Hello, welcome back to the channel. Good quick piece of information, some news regarding the Piggy Bank. If you do not follow the Animal Farm Telegram all that closely, or you aren't subscribed to Forex Shark's calls, these Telegram messages where he posts updates, it'd be nice for you to be subscribed to both just so you could keep an eye on the updates if you are invested in any of these, or if you are playing these games. That would just help you keep abreast of all these new updates. But essentially, you can see the message here. He's attempting to add fractional compounding. So even though he had advised multiple times in the AMAs that the piggy bank was just like the DRIP Garden, the only difference was the time locking stakes, essentially. There was some misunderstanding as to what that meant for how many piglets or how many truffles you needed to make a piglet. Turns out he made it the same way as the garden, where you need that 2,592,000 truffles to create a piglet. And so this caused a little bit of issue or consternation with the crowd of people who are participating, because if the way he built the bonus, where if you're time locking a stake, and let's say you're trying to throw in however many LP, and you can get your piglets, and you want to time lock them for a certain amount of time, and get this 79% bonus, well, you only get that day's bonus if you compound that day. So you have to come in at least once a day and compound. You can't do that if you had put in too few piglets originally. They weren't making enough truffles to compound a new piglet every day. And so people were worried that they were losing their bonuses every day and not getting this actual time lock bonus that it looked like they were going to receive. So there was some issue there. So he's going to try to add in fractional compounding. Another issue that and that would just mean that you could basically compound any truffles you had available that day. And I assume what that means is we're going to end up with fractional piglets, which really doesn't make sense with the theming. That's kind of horrific to picture fractional piglets, but that is, I imagine, what this is going to amount to. So, as far as values go, that still makes perfect sense. Whether I'm harvesting, cashing out, X, Y, Z. The only when you're making truffles, it wouldn't be that crazy. You're making you've made 2,000.5525 truffles. That's not too hard to figure out when you're harvesting. I think the only the snag he might have is, do you still only count whole piglets as creating truffles? Does he still wait for that to roll up to a whole number? Or can I create, with 0.5 of a piglet, does it drop half of how many truffles that the other piglets do? So is it dropping 43.2 thousand truffles a day, or does it not, because it's not a whole piglet? So that'll be some logic for him to work out as the developer, but the fractional compounding should make people a little more happy. So that's interesting. The other issue that has been claimed was that when this launched, there were some sniper type bots that were able to get in way early. And I don't think this is the developer's fault. I think this is, if you've tried to create any transaction on the blockchain, so you've done any transaction at all, you've bought, you sold, you've tried to stake, it's not an instant process. It can take 5 seconds, 20 seconds. Sometimes when you're sending funds or purchasing new crypto, it may take 15 to 20 minutes, and the provider will tell you that. I've never seen it take that long, but it can, and that's the point, for it to kind of propagate through all the systems and through the net. So when we're talking about the timer counting down for the piggy bank launch, that's, I don't think it's on the developer that there's 30 seconds early, 30 seconds at the end, and that a bot was able to get in, say, 30 seconds before people were clicking it. I think if someone was using bots, that's going to happen anyway. I don't know how you get around that, but it did happen, and they got a whole bunch of piglets at a very low price. And then instead of time locking them, whoever this perpetrator was, whoever that is, they were actually just dumping the pigs, basically harvesting, splitting the token, dumping the pigs, and kind of draining the system incredibly fast, which this whole thing is made not to do that per se. unless it's later on in the game as you've been compounding. So that shouldn't have been possible, I guess, is what he's saying, and so he wants to try to fix that on the next go round. But so all that to say that you may notice that your piggy bank, that parts of the farm are paused. That's what people are seeing, is that they're paused and they can't use them right now, because he's trying to create that new. He's going to create basically a version 2. He's going to create a piggy bank version 2 that's going to fix some of these issues and have the fractional compounding. He needs to launch a whole new contract, and he's saying here that he can't just migrate the funds. So basically, they're going to have to launch a new Pigs token. So it's going to be like a Pigs version 2. And he's going to take a snapshot, and then that will be airdropped to everyone once the new one is launched. So you're not going to lose anything. He's going to snapshot it, and then, minus the bots that were causing the problem. And also with the addition of the fractional compounding, so that smaller users can still compound and have a chance to grow. That's going to be what the new version's like. And he's saying it's not. Forex is saying it's not going to take too long, but it will be a process. And so we're going to have to be patient. I don't know what too long means. That could be a few days. I'm gonna bet, if I was a betting man, which I'm not in degenerate DeFi space if I were not a betting man, but I'm going to say it's at least a week. I don't know if it's longer than that. One benefit we might have, of course, is that we might see a bump in DRIP. People might move back towards DRIP, and maybe the DRIP Garden. We'll have to see. It could have the opposite effect, where there's some faith lost in the developer for this snafu, for having to move after creating so much hype for this project. So we could see it go both ways, and we could see more of a trip temporarily. I hope it's temporary. I remember, I can't promise it either way. I want it to go up. I'd like to see it go up, and there's every reason for it to, but I can't predict the herd mentality of everyone, and the fear, uncertainty, doubt that gets pushed in these groups. I mean, they see this dip and people get scared off, and we know that weak hands transfer wealth to transfer health to the strong hands. Weak hands transfer to strong hands. That's what we see. And that's just how it goes. Now there's always the case on the flip side that you're a strong hand and you're holding out and you lose out completely because a system crashes. So as always, there's no way to predict it. We don't have a crystal ball, but I'm bullish. And this is actually another reason why I would be. The developer is actively trying to fix this. So there's no malicious. There doesn't appear to be a malicious intent. If it's a con of some kind, if it's a scam, it's the longest scam, that is trying to run 2-3+ years. And it seems like if you were going to pull a rug, if you were going to try to take everyone's money, you would do that at the peak. You would have done it when DRIP was 180 or whatever it got up to. That's when you would do that. Unless the con is, let's spread the funds across all these different systems and get them all up as much, and then he's going to pick some peak time and pull the rug. I don't see it, but it's so easy to be wrong online. You don't know people. I don't think that intent is there. I think he's actually trying to fix this and move forward with the project. That's what I'm thinking, and that's what I am perceiving, but you can't trust me, you can't trust him, you can't trust anybody online to act in your best interest, no one except you. That's why you have to do your own research. You get in these Telegram chats. If you're not in these, if you're not keeping up with the news on this investment, if you are invested in this, you have money in it, I'd recommend keeping up with these chats, even if you don't participate. So hop in to my Telegram in the description, and ask for those links if they're not already pinned, which most of them are. Get in this one for Forex to get his updates. Get in the Animal Farm one. Get in the DRIP Garden one that I'm in. Get in the DRIP Rocket Science forum. That's Kelly Snook's Telegram. It's incredibly helpful. They go really in depth, and I think she's the first article I found on DRIP that got me interested in it. So there's all these great resources you could be a part of and kind of keep it up, but don't just focus on the negativity or that there's a dip. If you want to be in the ecosystem, you want to be part of the protocol, then do it, and we ride the dip, and then we go back up, and that's what we hope to see. But none of this just straight negativity helps because we can't interpret Forex's intent. We can't interpret, what he's trying to do exactly. Granted, 100%, the admins he has in the animal farm chat, there's been a lot of complaints about who they're banning and asking questions gets banned type thing. But I just use that chat for like updates because there's a million people in there. It's probably hard to know who to ban and who not to ban, and I'm sure they get kind of frustrated with the constant fudding, the fear, uncertainty, doubt, just being pushed without logic, without asking legitimate questions. But in that mix-up, legitimate questions do get banned as well. So I'm in there for updates. I read through, but it's the other smaller groups like either my Telegram chat or the Drip Garden or the Rocket Science one. That's where you're going to see real information and real strategies and people trying to help, I think. That's just my opinion. Like everything else on this channel, this is for entertainment. But if you are in these systems, hopefully the content helps you by understanding my mindset and how I think about all of this. So back to what Forex is saying here. He says it's not going to take too long, but it will be a process. So dogs and pigs, he said, is going to be paused. Wait. Yeah, so he said he's paused both dogs and pigs until the migration is complete. So he thinks the whole thing's going to be stronger. Those botters are going to be gone, so they're not sniping the project at the beginning. And he kind of drives the point home here that it would have been easier for him to just say, oh, well, and forget about it. That's the easiest way to do it if you wanted to. But that's not what he's saying. They're going to try to fix it and then relaunch, which shows something. And I'll say that about even like the Rex 2.0 launch that still hasn't happened yet. It's been delayed. But it seems like that's another example of developers who people lost money on the first version. So they are calculating all that people lost. They're taking the time to do that, and then they're going to launch a part 2. When they're going to airdrop all those funds back to people, not only in Rex tokens, but also in BUSD. And that's just funds you could cash out immediately and go take and do whatever you want with. So I think moves like that are becoming more common in these protocols that do actually care about their users in some way. They want to create something that's more lasting. But if you're not a heavy studier of human psychology, if you can't understand why somebody would do that, because you may only see the money side of all of this, just think about it in this way. Even if you are so negative to think that there is no such thing as altruism, and I'm pointing to myself in the air here because I do actually think that. I don't think people do anything without some motivation. I don't think that it's always malicious, though. I don't think it's always conscious either. So the motivation may be just as simple as wanting to make a name for yourself and to be legends in the space. And these developers, if they pull off creating something that has longevity and ends up having all these use cases and all these things throughout the world, and it becomes some type of global thing like Bitcoin or anything else, that's enough reward for a lot of people besides the millions you'd make, is just to sit back and say, I made that. That's kind of reason enough. Everything doesn't have to be a scam, even though the possibility exists that it could be. There's no reason to think that it is, at least in my opinion, until I actually see it becoming one. A lot of these complaints about scams or Ponzi's or what have you are usually just people not understanding how any of these systems work. They don't understand the whole mechanism behind them, so they may not understand why the Drip Garden's basically tanking on LP value right now, and what we need for that to rise back up. So a lot of different elements at play here, but I wanted to give that update about the Piggy Bank. If you can't use pigs or dogs, that's why. They're paused right now for that switch over. That's on purpose. That's happening for a certain reason, and that's just how it is. Now, should you still be compounding? Should you be compounding right now? I can't tell you for sure. I've been looking through the Animal Farm chat trying to see if someone has stated that. I don't think the snapshot has happened earlier, and that's something I can't confirm either. If the snapshot has already happened, then we'd want to not touch it at all, I would think. And I would think that would mean not compounding, not doing anything, and just leaving it. But if the snapshot for truffles is going to take place later, if there is going to be a separate snapshot for truffles and piglets, in that case we would want to keep compounding so that we still have a huge amount of truffles when that snapshot happens. Now I don't know which way to answer on that. I think you should look at the chats yourself, see if you can gain that information, maybe even share it with us here on YouTube or in the comments or in the Telegram chats, because I've not located that answer yet. But I will say that I wouldn't be trying to buy or sell dogs or pigs because they're all paused. I think there are some back-end ways that you can get rid of them if you wanted to for some reason. But as far as everything through the main contract websites, those are not functional. And that is intentional, and that is why, because they're working on it and working on launching a V2. And I hope that we get some more attention back to DRIP during all this, and that would be really great for our gardens as a whole. Maybe see that LP value come back up for a bit, which would be nice. So that's one of the new updates from Forex. Hopefully that was informative and that you learned something. If you haven't been following the chats, that might be news to you, and you were wondering why the piggy bank was locked or paused. I hope you enjoyed the content. Once again, thanks for liking, subscribing, if you found it useful, and I hope you're having a great day, morning, evening, night, whatever part of the world you're in. This has been Matthew Pizgatti. Thanks for watching. See you on the next video.